Hi, my name is Joseph Ryerson, and this is my web application through Esri of oceanography. The way this works is that the students, this is interactive for my ninth grade Earth Science class, and that they can move around the Earth like this, and they can find various stuff with these pins. So the way it works right up here is we have the bookmarks. This is kind of like the main menu for these students. I wanted to make this very ease of access because when you make things way too overcomplicated, you really lose out on the interest of these students. And the main objective of this is that to learn the basics of oceanography, such as continental shelf and the features like the ocean floor, any volcanic islands, and stuff like that, where it's kind of the landforms. But I also wanted to touch upon the biology aspect, because the students are going to be going into biology next year, so I really wanted to touch upon that. So with these bookmarks right up here, we have interactive terms, where I really wanted the students to go to this really nice Merriam-Webster of the various kind of features and landforms of the ocean. With this, it kind of gives them an image that kind of allows for easier recollection, and also it just is very nice. It's very organized and it's very easy to understand with the definitions. So with that, the students can then go to the various forms over here. We also have these two tools that they can touch upon if they so choose, where with this one they can turn off if this is getting in their way. This is the tectonic plate boundaries. I wanted to incorporate that because oceanography is like chapter 15 in their textbooks, and plate tectonics is chapter 9. But I really wanted to touch upon that because all landforms on Earth are kind of formed from plate tectonics. So I really wanted to bring the past lessons into this one and kind of make it all connected somehow. With this one, I really wanted just the technology to be there for the students. I really wanted them to use various differentiated assessments and also just have a little fun with this. Let's go to Marianas Trench. Marianas Trench is one thing that they do have to learn with the SOL because they have tested upon it before. With this, they have regular, just little neat facts about it, like 36,000 feet below, temperature's 34 degrees, and we talk about the wildlife a little bit. With these pins, it goes into more depth. With this one, we have the anglerfish. And with my students in the past, when they see a very creepy fish, it kind of grabs their interest. And that would grab the interest of adults as well. But with all of this, I just wanted to create this content knowledge for them. This is two little clownfish helping together. This is in this area of the Pacific, so I wanted students to see kind of various wildlife and what they interact, how they are. With this, you can zoom out, you can go around, here's some more pins. But like I said, the bookmark is here. This is the real main menu of all of this. With this, I just want to present things in various ways. It really touches upon the UDL concepts where we're going for the interest, but also more so, I really want to differentiate everything. I want to differentiate how they show mastery in this content. I want to have differentiation on pictures here, videos here. I wanted to do a little bit of everything to try and make it different. It's so that the students don't grow complacent in this. With this, we have the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, which is really a key objective because, of course, we live in Virginia, that the Mid-Atlantic Ridge is our closest plate boundary. So this is one they desperately need to know. Mid-Atlantic Ridge, you can see where it's just how it formed through the plate boundary. We're going back to that. Let me exit out of that. We also have with the wildlife. We have the wildlife, and this is something that really grabs the attention of students as well. It is called a black smoker. Black smoker is, of course, where magma comes so close to the ocean floor, it heats up the water around it. And there are creepy shrimp and crabs down there that somehow live in 700 degrees. I don't know about you, but when shrimp becomes 700 degrees, it should become dinner, not still be alive. And that's something that really interests the students because this is something that we haven't been able to explain in science. And that's something that's very important for my students in my classroom, is that yes, you are learning the basic facts of science, but more so, this is still ongoing. There's still so much more to simply these basic facts. Like, they still are trying to figure all this stuff out. With Marianas Trench and the data, it talks about the various things that's still left to be explored. East Coast, we have, of course, the manatee, which is a very key, especially in Florida. And also the just whole East Coast, you have manatees. Very interesting animal that students are definitely going to learn about in biology. Here is a ocean floor terminology practice that I found that is really nice. It helps you with the various terms. You match them up to it. Guyot. Oh, got that wrong. However, it's something that's not going to cause a lot of anxiety with the students. I wanted to show that it's not going to scream at you when you get something done. See, and you can do it, have high scores with everybody else. You can see some people did 4 seconds, which is not really learning anything. It's just really trying to see how fast you can do this stuff. C-mount. You can do all this fun stuff, and it gives more practice for the students. I always like to give way more practice than the students need. It's kind of repetition, which it's easier recollection for them. All right. Another one, key topic of oceanography is Hawaii, because with Hawaii, it is a inner plate landform. It is not found on a plate boundary, which is something that is odd that the students need to learn. It's known as a volcanic island arc. That's what it's called right here, where the magma is continuously reaching the surface. It's creating islands, and because those plate boundaries are moving, that's why you see landforms in what is almost a straight line. The greatest part about this map, and why this is very important as well, is that I'm trying to teach geography to these students. Geography is a topic that students and adults really struggle in. So I really wanted to show them that yes, these form. This one right here is still forming to this day, but these are the older ones, where the plate is moving this way, which means it's forming this way. I just want students to see this geography of like the plate boundaries. Another example of when I use this GIS is that you can see that Africa plate boundary and all that line up. Students can easily see all of this, and it's kind of cool to see that little aha moment that they have. Back to Hawaii, another fun fact, one that I just threw in for them, is the state fish of Hawaii. And it is called the reef triggerfish. However, the Hawaiian name, and I really like my students to try and say this, is the Huma Huma Nuka Nuka Apawa. It's really funny to see them try and pronounce this really long word. And at the very end, after they do all this stuff, I like to incorporate a formative assessment for me and also for the students. Because with this, these students are given a practice quiz, which will incorporate questions that they can see on future quizzes. Misspelled my last name there. But it also gives a formative assessment for me, see where I need to touch upon with the students. We have simple multiple choice at the top, where what is the plate boundary, what type. But then we go into matching with the landforms. It's once again a multiple choice, but this one is using your visual aids. You're trying to recollect the information that you learned. So with this one, I want to see where the students remember of this, Hawaii, deepest part, but also I wanted to differentiate by giving them a short answer. Why are the Hawaiian Islands split apart and almost in a straight line? I really want them to incorporate plate tectonics. So why is this one so important to me in my future goals? Is because there was a GIS class at the school system I was at. I actually did a student teaching with it, and it's something I've been really interested in earth science. And I eventually want to teach a dual enrollment GIS class. So this is giving me more practice, but also it makes this lesson way more interactive for the students. With the TPCK, I really want that technology at the forefront where it's making it more interactive, making it more accessible for the students. But also I don't want to take away from the content knowledge. I want the students to grow in this topic. And at the very end of the day, I just want students to be engaged in this. This is the importance of just keeping the students' interest. And I love this because I get to walk around with the students, talk to them about these various subjects, and also just tell them cool facts that keep them interested. So that's the main basics of this project. And thank you so much.